Hey there, Nerd Army. What's going on? It's time for another Nerd Logic podcast. This is going to be Nerd Logic Podcast episode number 7. And guys, this is a special one. This one I am joined by a couple really awesome YouTubers. They are the guys from the Cool Nerd Show. So guys, say what's up to our viewers.
What's going on, viewers?
What's going on, guys?
Hi, lovelies.
All right, guys. Well, tell us a little about yourselves.
So we do the Cool Nerd Show. Check us out. We do a lot of superhero related content. Do a lot of movie reviews, show reviews. We each are. There's 4 of us. Unfortunately, Ed could not be here tonight. We each have somewhat different personalities that we bring to the table. I'm Steve. I normally am host of most of the shows, and I'll let Scott talk a little bit about himself, so I'll give it over to him.
I'd like to say I'm the comic relief, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that says that. I like to think I'm funny, and that's all that matters, is that I think I'm funny. And my favorite superhero is the Flash.
Oh, you almost took my answer. I was also going to say Flash. I'm Devin. I like anime and video games more than these guys do.
Yeah, he's that end of the nerd spectrum,
Which is why I'm over here.
Well, I like video games, too.
Yeah, but you're not good at them.
Oh.
Fuck you!
Shots fired already. So before this gets violent...
All right, guys.
In a general basis, we're all friends. I've known all of them for a long time. I kind of brought everyone together, and
he's the shepherd of the flock.
We have a good time. We enjoy what we do.
There you go, guys. Well, nice to have you guys on the podcast. So, guys, we're going to talk about a few different things tonight. Let's just go through the topics, and I'll give you in the description below, we'll have all the timestamps. So, first, we're going to talk about the Gambit movie losing its director and who we think should replace him. Secondly, we'll talk about DC TV and movie universes and the reasons why they're separate have been pointed out. So, we'll talk about that. KingKong versus Godzilla. Is it a good idea is our next topic. And then after that, we're going to end it up with what 2016 movie are you most excited for? That one should be good. So, guys, let's get right into the first topic. As all you guys know, make sure you can check the description down below to get the timestamp for whatever topic you want to hear. So if you don't want to hear us talk about one of them, skip it. So, yeah, we'll come back and listen to it later. Definitely. So, guys, we're going to get into the first topic. Gambit loses the director, and who would we like to see replace him? So I'll shoot it over to you guys.
Who do you want to take it first? Or you want me to go?
Yeah,
first?
well, I mean, one, if we're going what I want to see, I'm tired of Fox doing standalone movies. Give it to Uwe Boll so it tanks.
Oh, God.
And then Marvel can get the rights back, but that will never happen. So I'm just going to say keep it in the family. Do Matthew Vaughn. He's the only guy who's done a successful standalone movie. Or not standalone movie, but he did X-Men. None of their standalone movies hit. You saw what happened with Fantastic Four. X-Men Origins. The Wolverine wasn't that good.
I liked the Wolverine.
Yeah, but it's like the best, worst one. It's like...
I thought it was a decent movie.
You can still shine a turd, but at the end of the day, it's a turd. And Matthew Vaughn, maybe... I'd want to see Guillermo del Toro do it because he did a great job with Hellboy, and I think he could do the dark tone of like a bayou setting, right? But Fox doesn't take chances. Just give it to Matthew Vaughn and get it done with.
I think that I don't even think they should be making a Gambit movie, to be perfectly honest. I know Gambit is a very popular character, but Gambit, I don't think he doesn't have a lot of story, and I don't think he deserves his own movie.
There's definitely people above that.
Not only to mention that, but I think what's going to happen is it's going to be fill-in director here is what's going to happen with it. It's going to be some no-name director they're going to pull on. They've tried to bring on Darren Aronofsky. If you don't know what he's done Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream, Pi, which are kind of artsy movies.
Way too classy to be doing a Gambit movie, to be honest with you.
He said no. They tried to bring on Bennett Miller. He also did like Foxcatcher, Moneyball, Capote. Also, again, Academy Award-winning director, but not for the Gambit movie. And now with the recent departure of what's his name, Rupert Wyatt, who he did one of the Planet of the Apes movies. He
bailed on that series too, so he's got a reputation.
He did the first one, yeah. But it seems to me that all these kind of decent to good movie directors are leaving it, which kind of makes me skeptical of the project. And I know this happened to Ant-Man too, and I was skeptical of Ant-Man. Ant-Man came out really well. If they're going to give it to anyone, I would say give it to Tim Miller. Tim Miller is directing Deadpool, and Deadpool looks like it's going to be a good movie. Now, as far as looks go, who knows? I'm kind of pumped up for it. I think it can be good, but it could also tank. But Tim Miller has not done anything. This is his first movie. Outside of that, he's just done shorts. I think Marvel kind of meddles in things. They're only really making this movie to make money, and I just think that it's just going to be a fill in the director here, and I hope it's not going to be terrible, but I just don't think it's going to. I don't have a lot of faith in it, basically.
Well, that's why they gave it to Tim Miller, because they want somebody that will bend to their will, who's scared of a big name like Fox. You see the same thing happen with Josh Trank in Fantastic Four. He's kind of high in his own world because Chronicle did so well, and he thinks who he is, but when he butted heads with Fox, you saw an ugly movie come out of it. So what they're going to do is get somebody who's a yes man, who's going to point a camera, who's going to set up some shots, who's going to do what Fox wants. Fox does not know how to make a superhero movie at all. They make the Fantastic Four dark, which doesn't make sense. They don't know how to do it. I don't have faith in Deadpool, even though it makes a good trailer. I don't have faith in Deadpool, and I sure as hell don't have faith in Gambit.
Before we get to Devin, just real quick, Deadpool is only going the route that it's going because Ryan Reynolds wouldn't do it without it, and he pushed for it. And I think he is also producing it.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, and that's why they're going in that direction. Devin, what do you think?
To be honest, I'm agreeing with you guys 100%. I don't think Gambit has even been popular since the 90s cartoon series, to be honest. So I really don't even see why this had to be done like this. I mean, he was already portrayed in the X-Men Origins Wolverine, which I forget who that actor is, but he was an okay. Like, he was just okay as portrayed as that. But
it was just a bad movie.
It was a bad movie, but he still portrayed Gambit as I thought he would, just a side character, not a main star.
You know why Fox is doing it? Well, Hugh Jackman's out as Wolverine, and they need somebody hot to have a standalone movie. Enter Channing Tatum. He was holding out because unknown reasons, but I want to say that the script was iffy because they were going into it making Gambit standalone. Hugh Jackman announces he's out as Wolverine. They start beefing up Gambit to make it a trilogy or whatever, to make it a series. The script gets bloated, story gets distorted. That's why Channing Tatum held out. That's why the director left. I think Fox is trying to stretch this out to be their new standalone, as the Wolverine series was. It's going to tank because they're forcing it. It's not going to work.
I think they just need to put Gambit in an X-Men movie, and that's where he belongs.
Yeah.
But that's what I think. So, Andrew, what do you think?
Well, me, I'm right there with you. I mean, my pick, to be honest, would be Matthew Vaughn. The only one I have faith in, really, because he has done, like you said, probably the best reboot, standalone, whatever you want to call it.
The best X-Men movie, I think.
Best X-Men movie by far. I mean, it was amazing. I really like Days of Future Past. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I do too.
But
I think First Class is the best one.
I really like First Class. It gave us a whole brand new, fresh take we never had, and we never properly got in the prior movies. And it was just really cool to see Charles come up, and that was my favorite part about it. So definitely give it to Matthew Vaughn. But I mean, as of what you guys were saying, yeah, Gambit is not a standalone character. This mainly got pushed through. Channing Tatum actually was the original person who showed interest to Fox about making a Gambit movie. And like you said, Hugh Jackman's out. They probably already had that before he announced it, probably already knew that. So they were looking for that new, fresh, hot face that everyone wants in every movie. And right now, that's Channing Tatum. Comedy movies, I mean...
exactly it.
Every damn movie has Channing Tatum in it.
They want to combat the Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's in Marvel's MCU. They want a pretty boy with a square jaw. Boom. Yep. They're trying to replicate rather than do their own thing. That will never work.
Definitely. Like, you think about it that way. Like, they got Chris Pratt's over there at Marvel. They need someone to stand against them, and they know that this shit keeps tanking and we keep having crappy movies. We're going to get that freaking franchise back eventually.
Yeah, that's the only thing that Fox has is X-Men now, because they're not gonna take back Fantastic Four. No. A couple of years, Fantastic Four is going back to Marvel. I don't think
sequels in development.
There's no way.
I don't know if
there's no way they're going through with it. They are gonna let that go. They're gonna let that go back to Marvel. They have to. If that movie made no money and it got terrible reviews,
it's hemorrhaging money.
So bad. Like, what's her name? Invisible Woman, Kate Mara.
Yeah, she didn't even see it.
Yeah, she didn't watch the movie, first of all. And then she actually did an interview the other day. I was watching it on Clever Movies, I think, where she said she'd be interested to return for a sequel, but has not been approached for one yet.
Yeah, it would surprise me if Fox tries to make a sequel from that movie, or even tries it again, because the first two made money, but they weren't very good, and now this one, it just like everyone shat on this movie, and it's not gonna.
It's got such a stink on it as of now that even if the second one knocks it out of the park, it's not gonna do.
No one's gonna watch it. No one's gonna watch it.
We're gonna watch it. Because,
well, obviously,
we're the core demo, but you're not going to get the frat guys going out to see it on a Friday night.
Yeah.
You're like, it's just got such a bad rap already that it cannot do, well, it might do better than the first one because of word of mouth, but it's still just got people like, I'm done with this. I don't want to see it.
Exactly. That's the way I feel about it.
All right. All valid points, guys. So let's get into the second topic then. So we've crapped on Gambit enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So
poor Channing Tatum. I like him so much.
See, but I never saw him as Gambit personally. I can't see the accent happening.
Right? He can barely speak.
He can't do the accent.
It's gonna definitely be like 22 Jump Street. Hi, I'm Jeff.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all 80 yard because his voice is gonna sound so bad.
All right. All right. Yeah. Enough with the Channing Tatum shitting. So
hopefully he doesn't watch this.
And if you do, subscribe, Channing. Thanks.
Love you.
But so DC TV and movie universes, separate reasons were pointed out. Recently, it was actually, I think, posted originally by Variety. It says, like, the article actually says, fans of the DC Entertainment and its characters have wondered why the company seemed to keep the intent going on keeping the TV and movie universes separate, or instead of doing it just like Marvel does, which is successful, and it's all connected approach. Speaking with Variety, the industry summit, DC head Diane Nelson explained that they keep these series and universes separate to allow the greatest possible amount of creative freedom for the talents involved in making these shows and movies. Pointing out the strategy that Marvel does is great and works, but this is how they want to do it. They basically want to build this around their own individual universes, so that way they have the most creative freedom with it. So what do you guys think about that?
I'll go first with this one, and then I guess we'll have Devin go first with the Godzilla one. I see where they're coming from, and I love what Marvel's doing. I love how everything's connected. Marvel makes those movies, basically. It's not the directors. As much as you want to say Joss Whedon, he does have a big hand in the Avengers, and as much as you can even say, like, the Russo brothers that do Captain America, they're good, but are they really that good, or is they just a product of Marvel? Now, with DC, I love Stephen Amell as the Arrow. I love Grant Gustin as Flash. But I've been looking. That's awesome. He just showed us his Amell versus Stardust versus Stephen Amell shirt. I love those two characters, and I think they portray them both very well. I didn't really like or really know the Green Arrow that much. Like, I knew who he was, but I wasn't really a big fan until I started watching Arrow, and he definitely became one of my favorite DC characters. So I would love to see him in the cinematic universe that they're giving, and I get what they're saying, and all power to them. I hope they make it work, because, like, the Suicide Squad was in Arrow. They want to make a Suicide Squad movie, but you can't do that if you have the same universe, So, basically, though, what I think is they want to give these movies to, like, top-notch directors, and that's their pull, is they're going to get these great directors to direct these superhero movies, and it's going to be awesome. I don't see how that can work, because directors, a lot of times when they're making their own movies, they don't want to be bothered with other movies. So they're not going to try and connect other movies to their movie, because they don't care. They just want to make their movie and make it good. And DC's going to have to step in and be like, you can't do this. You need to do it this way to make it work. And I think they're going to have a lot of problems with these big directors that they're going to get. So that's just my opinion on it. I would have loved to see Amell and Gustin get thrown in there, but unfortunately we're not. As long as we get a good, solid TV universe, I'd be happy. I would love to see the Justice League on TV. I don't know if we'll ever get there, but I would love to see that happen. And then with the movies, I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. But that's where I think they're going to hit walls.
I agree with you, but there's a few things that make me believe that it's just some studio runaround. Because if they really wanted to provide all this creative freedom, they have 2 Flashes. Flash was a hit. Why? You see what they did with the Suicide Squad episodes. They canned Harley Quinn because they knew the Suicide Squad movie's coming out, and they killed off Deadshot. So I think it's money. They're taking their well-known properties and splitting it up so you get TV money, you get movie money. Harley Quinn and Deadshot, they're not the big names, so they off them so people don't get confused, but people know TV Flash and movie Flash. And I just think it's kind of a runaround, but I think DC movies are going to find success in the future because of the variance in directors. So Marvel connects them very bluntly.
Marvel directs those movies, basically.
Yeah, Marvel's connections are blunt. They hit you in the face with it. You see Superman's connection to Batman in a split second where you see a Wayne Corp thing here and there. The connections are going to be much more subtle in DC's movies.
More Easter eggy.
And that's going to afford them better direction, which is going to make them feel less formulaic. So Batman vs. Superman is not going to feel like Man of Steel, which isn't going to feel like the Batman and Ben Affleck's trilogy. It's not going to feel like Wonder Woman, and it's not going to feel like Aquaman. They're all going to have, tonally, they're going to have their own unique feel, which Marvel, that's where they struggle. You get the Marvel arcs, and you can slap a skin on it, and then that's how they pump out their movies. I think you're going to get higher quality movies. If they can do the connections well, I think DC is going to find more success because their movies are going to be they're going to differentiate from each other rather than Ant-Man kind of felt like.
I thought Ant-Man was great.
It was good. It was good. Marvel movies are great. Don't get me wrong. I love them. They're getting formulaic. You go into a Marvel movie, you know what to expect. You know that they're going to kill somebody off, but not kill them off. Like Hank Pym, like Cap, like Bucky, or I should say Bucky, like Nick Fury. They half kill people, and they only just got the balls to kill Quicksilver. So, they're very formulaic. Avengers 2 was very similar to Avengers 1. Big hole in the sky with aliens, big rock in the sky with
city in the sky.
Big city in the sky with robots. It follows a formula because it works.
Yeah.
I think DC is going to afford to better creativity because their connections are going to be more subtle.
And Tony Stark's always the bad guy. He causes everything.
Yeah. Can we just let him stop making robots by now? Just come on, retire, man.
Yeah, pretty much this whole situation with DC is definitely a double-edged sword scenario where I am in favor for all directors with their creativity. You can do whatever you want with it. It's in your hands. Go for it. But at the same time, did we not just see how the Suicide Squad is tied in with the Batman versus Superman and everything like that? So in itself, it's already contradicting what they just said. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this is them just saying backpedaling or just a safe route, just in case one of their movie tanks. They can just scratch it. It's no, this one isn't part of it. Maybe this one's a part of it if it does well. So that's
not forcibly so. You see the Falcon cameo in Ant-Man.
Yeah,
seemed so out of place.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole fight seemed very just chopped and put in there. When Batman, you're going to see Batman. I doubt you're going to get many lines from him. You're just going to get him doing his Batman thing. You're going to see him from the perspective of the Joker, which is completely different than seeing a view from his perspective. You're going to see him incarcerate the Joker, and then he's going to be out.
I hope so.
From what? From Suicide Squad?
From Suicide Squad. Yeah. You're going to get to see Batman from the perspective of the villains, which is completely different and something we've never seen before in a movie, which, again, I think DC's taking bolder risks where Marvel plays it safe.
But still,
risk-reward. Risk will blow up in their face if it tanks. But Marvel, you can see what happened with Ant-Man. Everybody's like, it's a disaster. It was good.
Yeah.
A bad Marvel movie is still going to be good. A bad DC movie is going to be bad.
Yeah. Which is why I think, this is them, kind of protecting themselves, the studios themselves.
Absolutely.
So that's why I really feel like that's the main reason. They don't want to take risks. Just in case, this TV season did bad for this one season, so instead of this character, we're going to make her an entirely different movie character.
Yeah.
So that's what I really feel it is.
They're hedging their bets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, very good points. I mean, me personally, I'm a huge DC fan. So the TV and movie universe is a really cool thing to me that it is separate. That at first I was like, why don't you just do it? But then I thought about it. Marvel, like you said, has their own style. You know how a Marvel movie, how a Marvel series is going to be. It's going to be this specific way because it's made to fit cookie cutter layout, this specific kind of layout. I mean, they're all basically the same. Tony Stark causes everything. Fuck that guy. And
he's going to cause it again in Civil War.
I know. But with DC, I mean, I do agree with what you guys are saying. Like, I do think that DC is doing this as a scapegoat because they can automatically ixnay a movie. Oh, that's a different universe. That's Earth 74 or some shit like that. I mean,
Yeah.
They can just change whatever they want. I mean, I don't think they're going to go to that point if a movie's bad, which because of the elevated level of the directors that we're getting, the storytelling that we're getting, I don't think they're going to have very many bad movies. Maybe, I mean, Ant-Man, to me, I loved Ant-Man. I really did. And I do see what you're saying. That Falcon scene felt like they were trying to overstuff the universe together. And, I mean, you could have seen him flying by. You didn't have to have him fight Ant-Man.
I think that scene alone is the scene why Edgar Wright had left the movie. Because I think Marvel...
100%.
I think Marvel was like, we're putting this in. He's like, it doesn't make sense. Because he didn't need... He went there for something that I don't even remember what it was. Like, it was just some part that he needed. And I think that when Marvel was like, we need to put this in because we need to connect it or whatever, Edgar Wright was like, why? This makes no sense. And they were like, no, we're putting it in. And he was like, all right, well, screw this. And left. That's just I don't have any fact based on that. I just think that's probably why he left.
Also, Ant-Man was in development 9 years
before
it came out.
Yeah.
So way before the MCU was even a thing.
Yeah.
That's why out of the MCU movies, it felt the most like placed in, like from the outside placed in. Because you could tell with the Falcon fight, they were like, how do we make this? Besides him going, why don't you call the Avengers? They were like, we need something else.
But the thing is,
So who's a low rent Avenger that we could put in?
with Daredevil, I just thought that's kind of standalone because they barely. I mean, they speak about it and
Daredevil
events happen.
Daredevil's
from
a
it,
Netflix series,
but it's very outside.
yeah. Well,
And I thought that was good. I liked that about
their
it.
Netflix series, they are playing different.
Yeah. Well,
Because Netflix content is meant to be binged, and they're not gonna take. So far, all the Netflix series are their street level, so they would have no point into interacting with the Avengers as of now because there's no threat.
I know. I'm just making my point.
Yeah.
That I thought they'd done really well.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting a little off topic. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I do agree. It's I like the way that they're doing the DC TV universe and everything's separate. Yes, I would love to see him Mel as Green Arrow on the big screen.
He's perfect.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't matter. The only big screen time he's getting so far is going to be him playing a Marvel character and Casey Jones. So that's awesome.
That's gonna be a good film.
Yeah.
I didn't see the first one yet.
Good, don't.
Keep it
I
that
heard
way.
it was
Good
bad.
don't.
That is 3.
Well, okay. The first 2 acts of that movie were trash. The last one was all right.
Yeah, because the last was all turtles.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, but like guys, let's move on to the next topic. We're going to talk about KingKong versus Godzilla, and is it a good idea? Yeah,
All right.
take it away.
I think it's an okay idea because that was Godzilla. Like, or if you're talking like the first like cinematic series, that was its 3rd film. So I'm okay with it, but it has to be its own King Kong. It can't
King
be
Kong versus Godzilla was the 3rd.
It was the 3rd film.
Really?
I'm 100% certain.
Okay. All right, sorry I questioned you.
No, it's okay. You can look it up. You can IMDb it.
Nerd fight.
But no, I'm completely okay with it as long as they're both the same height, because we all know that King Kong is not as big as Godzilla, obviously. So if they're doing like Skull Island and everything, I want the trees to be taller than skyscrapers, but even in that sense, that just sounds ridiculous. So that's what I'm wondering. But if it does anything of how King Kong was brought to fight Godzilla. If you did not know, King Kong was brought in by a bunch of balloons just to fight Godzilla, and it's hilarious. If they do, and I'm okay if they do that in the movie.
Well, with Skull Island, I mean, they can take it a few ways. So you can take creative rights, and you can make King Kong huge. I don't think they're going to go that route. Apes or gorillas are would be agile compared to a Godzilla. So
Godzilla might be strength, and
you can see, you
King
can see him swing around, sort of like how Spider-Man fought the lizard.
Okay.
And the first.
But but one's like a few feet,
and
one's like
the size of the building. Yeah.
10 stories.
That's why I think if you can bring in the idea, I don't know how Skull Island's going to work, but you can bring in the idea of multiple Kongs, because it is an island full of larger than life creatures. If you bring in, I don't want to say a team, but 2, 3.
A Donkey Kong,
so then we have a rehashing of Godzilla 1.
I'm just saying they can't do it with Kong at his size. So they're either going to have to, have Kong go into the same irradiated field that Godzilla went through, which kind of stupid. You're going to have to. Well, electricity did it the first time.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing because it was going to be Godzilla versus Frankenstein, and yeah, trust me, I know this shit. And Frankenstein had the ability to use electricity gain powers, but they kept that with Godzilla for King Kong for some reason, and so King Kong had electric powers. So that was the thing. So if you want to talk about something that took completely off track from source materials, take it from that source material of Godzilla versus King Kong.
Well, out of the options they can go, I say super agile Kong versus big hulking Godzilla, or multiple Kongs. It's the least stupid sounding out of any possibility I can think of.
I mean, I hope that Skull Island is good. I actually really liked Peter Jackson's King Kong. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I thought it was done very well. I thought it was a little long, but it was done pretty good.
Return of the King there for a second. It had a 45-minute ending.
I thought he really portrayed Kong very well, and I thought the direction was good. I thought the cinematography was great.
Jack Black was.
I thought Jack Black was good.
Really?
I did.
Like Jack Black.
But man, it was beauty.
But that's the end of the movie.
I know, but
movie.
he delivered it real bad.
Anyway, with King Kong versus Godzilla, I do think you're gonna need to probably make him bigger. Do they need to make them the same size? No.
But then you're gonna inexplicably have him huge.
You can have King Kong maybe half his size, not to his knee, but maybe to his stomach or somewhere around there. And you can have him be agile, and Godzilla will be trying to hit him or whatever, and he'll just be dodging and swinging around. That I can see happening. I like that idea more than multiple Kongs because it's King Kong. It's not Godzilla versus Kongs.
Yeah.
And the other
Kong and friends.
Yeah. So I think that would be the best part. He can't be the same size. He can't be the same size.
If he's belly button height, I'm fine with that.
That's what
I don't
saying.
think Godzilla has a belly
button. Make
button.
him a little bit taller, but don't make him as tall as Godzilla, and give him the agility so that he can swing around. I also didn't really like the new Godzilla movie.
Well, because he wasn't there. He's barely in it.
Bryan
Cranston was barely in it, which was shitty. They advertised him, and they lied to me.
Can I get my point across here?
No.
So,
I love me some Bryan Cranston.
I didn't really like it just because I thought it was I didn't like the whole. I know Godzilla later it becomes the hero and whatnot, but I wanted to see Godzilla terrorize the city. That's what I wanted, and I wanted a better, I guess, villain creature. Give me anything. Give me even Mothra. I don't care.
Well, they hinted at Mothra.
So they did, and that was cool. But just something that I'm used to, and it was just these new kind of bug characters, and I just didn't like it.
I think there's a lot of Godzilla. There's Gigan, there's King Ghidorah, there's the giant sea monster. I want Jet Jaguar, first of all. Where's that guy?
Well, what I think, when Kong and Godzilla do fight, it's going to Batman versus Superman it. They're going to fight and team up to fight something else.
Maybe.
It'll totally be King Ghidorah, if anything, because that's what Rodan was. That was Godzilla's homeboy.
Yeah, but think about it. You see, King Kong, jumping up the Empire State Building and stuff. Godzilla's about that size. So you could see Kong, climbing up Godzilla and, Shadow of the Colossus style, just, climbing up on it, hitting him in his weak points. They don't need to make him huge. Just need to make him a little bigger.
I mean, he fought someone in the first one, so why not? I mean, I'm all for it. I'd go see it.
I'm not gonna not see it.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Are you kidding? Godzilla vs. King Kong?
Yeah.
You go see it, laugh our ass off. It's great. It's gonna be fantastic. And now they're all connected universes because Universal gave the rights to Warner Brothers for King Kong.
Yeah, well, they need to.
Yeah, well, they're kind of subsidiaries because Legendary put out Godzilla, and it's a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, and Universal owns. It was like this whole thing, but they're just like, here, take it.
Okay.
So now Universal is putting out, or Warner Brothers is putting out Kong Skull Island rather than Universal, and then they're gonna like hint at Monarch, the company from Godzilla. So they're gonna connect it. Like everything needs a connected universe now.
Of course.
Everyone wants to be like Marvel.
Exactly.
Even Michael Bay and Transformers.
Oh God.
That's just sad.
We don't need to talk about Transformers, guys. I get a little too angry when Michael Bay's around, and me and Michael Bay don't get along. But no, I mean, me personally, I'm not sure what I feel about it. I personally didn't really like the new Godzilla all that much. It was okay.
Good. That's what I think.
Yep, that's the consensus here.
Better than 1999.
It's okay. I mean, at least it's not Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
There you go. Like I said.
And the big iguana thing, whatever the hell that was.
And Puff Daddy singing it.
Yeah. Oh my God. At least it's not that. But I mean, yeah, they did definitely advertise Bryan Cranston in like every damn trailer. So I'm like, when he's in the movie for a total of like bullshit minutes, I'm like, what the hell is this? I was like, hold on. Why get out of here, Quicksilver.
And we get Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
We did get Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, we got their incestual persons.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, oh, brother and sister, that's gross. I don't like that.
But, no, I mean, belly button height, I could see it. If they do him his normal height and what he is compared to the new way they've made Godzilla and the way Godzilla is, it's going to be ridiculous. But definitely, I think they're going to do the Batman v Superman thing also. They're definitely going to fight and then team up to fight something bigger. But, I mean, if I could see anyone from the Godzilla universe, I would love to see, like, full-on Mothra. I've always been a Mothra fan.
Who wouldn't want to see Kong on Mothra's back?
Oh, my
God. Like, trying to take it down? That would be so cool.
He's like, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, and then, like, Mothra flies up and Kong starts, like, getting like ice on him because he's going too close to the atmosphere.
Going with Iron Man 1 here.
Well, yeah. Falls off, and then I'm bringing it back to Avengers. Falls off Mothra, King Kong catches him.
You mean Godzilla?
Godzilla catches him, and that's how they team up. Boom.
And he dives through the air and catches him in front of the train station.
On a building. Yeah, fighting off Chitauri. It's okay. I'm available to write the script, Universal or Warner Brothers. Yeah. Just message me. I got it.
Now, I mean, on the same subject, what do you guys think about the whole idea of the monsters all having their own universe? What other monsters do you think we're going to see?
Oh, Gamera. Devin,
Gamera. Gamera all the way. I want Gamera.
Yeah.
He's such a badass monster. He's like, if you guys don't know, he's basically like Godzilla, except he's a turtle version.
The turtle version?
I know. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Godzilla to fight Godzilla. The humans build him. Guillermo del Toro put Pacific Rim on hold.
Godzilla's good now.
I know. I'm just bullshitting. Kidding.
Who's the three-heads? Ghidorah, right?
Ghidorah?
Yeah, that would be sweet.
And then there's Mecha Ghidorah when he loses his middle head.
Okay. I mean, I would love to see Mothra. I'm also a big Mothra fan. But yeah, bring it on. Why not? Everything else has
throw it in anything in
a connected universe. You know, if it's better than King Kong, as long as it's not King Kong, if it's better than Godzilla, as long as it's not that mediocre. Like if they can make, and it's not. I don't want to touch on Transformers, but if it's better than Transformers, because they're kind of big monsters fighting each other, well, mechanical monsters fighting each other. You know, why not? Screw it. I'll go see it.
What was that Godzilla game for GameCube? Destroy all monsters or something?
Yes.
Oh, that was fun. Make that a movie.
Fantastic.
That's right. That's all they need to do.
That is basically their movies. It was that.
Yeah, we can bring back this like 50s, 60s monster movie.
Rubber suits, come back!
I don't think they'll go the rubber suit route.
It came back a little bit with like Power Rangers in the 90s. Like, you know, do it with this.
Yeah, it's like
why not? I'll enjoy it. I think it's very entertainable.
The scaled down models.
Yeah,
he's been just banned in rubber suit.
Oh God! All right, let's get into the next topic, guys. This is going to be what what 2016 movie are you most excited for and why?
I'm going to start.
I don't care. You can start.
I have a few. It's a loaded question, but I'm going to start. I'm wearing a Harry Potter shirt, if you can't see it. But I'm going with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them because it's a spin-off to Harry Potter, and I just need a little bit more in my life. I'm upset that it's done, and I'm just waiting for a spin-off, and it's the closest thing we're getting. Second to that would probably be Warcraft because I spent many an hour on World of Warcraft and embarrassingly amount of hours. So if you /played on my Warcraft account, I'd probably cry. So I'm also looking forward to that one as well.
I just looked up the list of movies that is coming out next year, and I am surprised. We are getting tons of movies that are coming out. I mean, Civil War, X-Men Apocalypse. I'm a huge X-Men fan, so that.
Suicide Squad.
I have my doubts about Suicide Squad. Deadpool, Doctor Strange kind of got pushed back, and I was going to go with that, but I'm actually going to throw a curveball with this one. And I just recently saw the trailer, and I'm going to say The Jungle Book. Because when I was a kid, The Jungle Book was my favorite movie. And I must have watched that, you know, when you're the kids and your parents just like put the movie on and then it's over and they just put it on again. Like that was The Jungle Book with me. So the reason
sad childhood.
So I just watched The Jungle Book over and over again as a kid. And I just watched the trailer and I think it looks pretty awesome. It's just one trailer. I think Disney, for the most part, knows what they're doing. And they're pretty good with a lot of their live action. I mean, they miss here and there. But I just can't wait. I think it's going to be great. And, yeah, Mowgli, all the way.
Jungle Book, throwing a curveball.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get. You get, like, these companies catering to the millennial generation who have, like, I feel like they have zero responsibility, so they stay kids. So, like, everybody our age is like, oh, boy, more stuff from the 90s. Sign me up. Like,
The Jungle Book's from the 70s.
Well, whatever. But, like, you get the
or the 60s even, I think.
Well, they get it.
Yeah, they did make another live action.
That one doesn't count.
You just get, like, basically movie companies are making nostalgia movies.
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
true.
remember all
That
this
is
shit
true.
you love from back then? Here, we're making huge movies about it. You're going to pay assloads of money to see it.
That is
Oh, yeah, that's what
Look
we
at
saw.
Jurassic World. I love Jurassic Park. And I love Jurassic World. They made a ton of money. It made too much money.
It did.
Devin?
I want to... All right, I know this doesn't come out technically for a few weeks, but I really want to see Pan, like the new Peter Pan
That's
film.
2015.
I know. I know it's 2015.
You talking about a DVD release?
No,
You can't wait for the DVD release?
no. But if you had to like twist my arm, I guess I want to say Deadpool because I'm not sure if that is going to portray as a good movie or not. Because what we see in the trailer was Deadpool, like that was to a T a Deadpool film. But I still in me, it's like it's Fox.
Yeah.
It's Fox. So. But in my mind, it's like, wait, Fox might think this is bad because they don't understand what Deadpool is. So they're going to probably take this as like, what's he doing? Why is he talking to the movie audiences? I don't get it. So they're probably going to think like, oh, that's bad when that's Deadpool's character. He breaks the fourth wall all the time. So I'm hoping that is why they think this movie is going bad and why it's like coming out in like, what, February? Right?
February.
Sure. It's coming out Valentine's Day.
Even better. So I can't wait to see how soon and how bad or good this movie will be.
Yeah, I just don't think they're gonna. I don't think Deadpool is gonna translate well into a movie.
Based on the trailer, it looks like it's going to be Deadpool. It looks like it's going to be good.
Yeah. You know how many movies look good in a trailer?
Fantastic Four didn't look good in the trailer.
They look decent.
It didn't look decent.
Yeah, thank you.
I was just interested in it because I love the actor, so I gave it the benefit of the doubt.
But you laughed at the jokes.
There was no jokes in that movie.
No, Deadpool.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, it's dick and fart jokes. Of course I'm gonna laugh. But like you see him without his mask on later in the movie, and that's not what Deadpool does.
Oh, he takes his mask off here and there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
He also gets his head chopped off here and there.
Yeah, Deadpool. But what I would have done was I would have just kept him in the suit the whole time, and then got Ryan Reynolds to voice it, and get some super like stuntman just to.
Well, that's probably who's going to do most of it is stuntman.
Yeah, or you could have got somebody like T.J. Miller to voice it, even though he's in the movie. Like they could have. I don't know. I just don't have faith in anything Fox does. So that's why I'm going with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them because I love Harry Potter.
All right.
Bring it back around.
Now, every one of those sounds awesome. Like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, I'm really excited for. But personally, I mean, I've got a few. Like Deadpool's one of mine. I've always been a huge Deadpool fan. since the 90s, since he first came out in comics. I've read every Deadpool comic ever released. I'm a huge Deadpool fan. So, like...
What do you feel about the Wolverine Origins movie and how they portrayed him?
I was pissed. Baraka made me walk out of the theater.
I saw your heartbreak through your eyes. When I mentioned that.
when I saw that movie, I saw that shit in the theater. Like I downloaded the one with no CG before it came out, and I was like, oh hell no! I wasn't even gonna watch past once I saw Deadpool. I'm like, fuck this. Turned it off. And then when I went to the theater, I literally walked out when Deadpool pulled 2 full-length katanas out of his arm with his arm bent earlier in the scene. I was like, all right, I'm done. Fuck this. I just got up and walked away.
Baraka Pool, I like that.
Yeah, fucking Baraka Pool. But now, it would be awesome to see Baraka Pool in the Deadpool movie.
That was what I was hoping for, honestly.
And just chop his thumb off or something.
That would be cool. And he kills him at the end.
Yeah.
Or just like real quick, he just gets in his way and he just cuts his head off and done with.
I mean, I love the way in the trailer in the teaser trailer they released the day before where they sewed his fucking mouth shut the last time.
Yeah.
I love that they at least recognize that was part of the universe.
Yeah.
And it's there somewhere. But I mean, yeah, Deadpool's one of mine. Plus, besides Deadpool in the movie, my favorite reason I want Deadpool is going to be Colossus. They're doing a real Colossus, and that's my Twitter banner.
Because they never really did him justice. I feel like his best role in any of the X-Men movies is in X-Men 2 when he wakes up.
Yeah.
And they shoot him, and he throws the guy through the walls. Yeah, and like when I saw that in theaters, I screamed and was like, "It's Colossus!" Because like I had no idea, no one knew he was going to be in the movie.
There was no internet back then,
and then I mean there was, it wasn't what it is now. But and then after that, I was like, "Sweet, Colossus in it. He's gonna kick ass now." And then he's like, "I can help you," and Wolverine's like, "Help them," and I'm like, "No!"
And he's like, "Next time." Yeah. I was like, "Oh."
And then X-Men 3, he didn't do anything.
He carried a fridge.
Was it a fridge or was it TV?
Whatever it was.
He carried a TV and he threw Wolverine at Magneto.
Yeah, and that's it. And then he did some things in Days of Future Past, but they never really gave him the role that he needed, you know? So, yeah, I think that's going to be sweet with Deadpool.
I mean, and like the thing is, there's so many awesome characters in Deadpool that I'm really excited to see. Like Weasel, I'm really excited to see. I'm really excited to see his wife. Looks like and Lorena Baccarin. I want to see her, first of all, half naked like we get to see in the trailer.
Yeah.
Getting pinned up against the wall. That was awesome.
Unnecessary half nudity, all for it.
Lorena Baccarin naked? Count me in!
You get my 1250.
But, no, I mean, and like the character she's actually slated to become is like a superpowered Mystique. She's a bad bitch because you know how Mystique can't imitate adamantium when she turns into Wolverine and X-Men 2 or X-Men? Well, Lorena Baccarin's character, who she's going to become, can manipulate and turn into whatever she wants, and it can manipulate and become adamantium.
Oh, really? T-1000 style.
Yeah, okay. She can bring any material, she can become that material.
That's pretty awesome.
So she could turn into Colossus and be made of freaking big old steel plates.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that's probably not going to hit until probably either the end of the movie or next movie that they do with him. But definitely he needs to be tied into the X-Men universe. I know we've already lost Wolverine, but I mean, I would love to see either keep him completely masked the whole time and do an X-Force movie.
Well, I know there's been rumors about an X-Force movie.
There has been. I've read a bunch of articles.
They'll probably put him in. As long as the movie doesn't tank, which I don't think it will, they're definitely going to put him in.
Well, the pain with doing crossovers now is that you establish Deadpool as a hard R movie, and then you're going to have to shove him into a PG-13 movie.
That is true.
And you're going to lose the charm of him.
Yeah.
Like, the charm of him is making, like, he's like, oh, I'm touching myself tonight, and I'm making just, like, all these off-color jokes.
And cutting people's heads off.
Yeah, you're not going to get that if you team up with that in an X-Men movie, because they're sure as hell not making an X-Men movie rated R.
That's true.
See, don't you guys think it would be awesome one day if Marvel and Fox signed their little agreement, like
Oh,
they
hell
did with
yeah.
Sony, and we get to see Deadpool waiting for Iron Man, standing on top of a skyscraper, waiting for Iron Man to fly by, and he spits in his face.
Definitely. There's nothing I would love more than to have the X-Men integrated with Marvel and just have everything.
They all need to swallow their fucking pride and make a badass movie, and they could all make tons of money.
Exactly. But I don't. I still think we're far off from it.
Oh yeah,
we can potentially get Fantastic Four in Marvel. Like I said, I think it's going to come back.
I definitely want to see another origin story. It's the one thing I want to see.
I want to see Franklin Richards be part of the Marvel universe.
Yeah. Exactly.
Arguably the most powerful mutant.
Yes.
One of Franklin Richards.
Well,
he can manipulate reality, make pocket universes in his closet. Like, he's nuts.
I would like to see him versus Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
See, I want more of Galactus. I want Galactus in the Marvel Cinematic
I want
Universe.
a real Galactus.
Yeah.
You didn't like the slowly encroaching space fart Galactus was?
Cloud Galactus?
Yeah. It was like, when they did that with Galactus, I was pissed. And then they turn around and do that with fucking Parallax and Green Lantern. I was like, why are all the most powerful creatures in the damn universe shitstorms?
Literal shitstorms.
Yeah. I was like, God damn it. Oh my God. It's just like Avengers.
Like Peter Sarsgaard screeching for an hour and a half in your ear. Oh, that was such a fantastic movie.
Oh my God. It was crazy. But, yeah, guys, this has been an awesome podcast. So, guys, well, that is the end of this podcast. This is going to be the Nerd Logic Podcast, episode 7. With the guest from the Cool Nerd Show, guys. So make sure you guys check out their channel. I will have all of their information down in the description down below. Make sure you guys check them out. Give them the love. Show them some subscriptions. And bring it on over and said Nerds Mirage sent you guys over there. But, yeah, guys, we will be doing more of these. I want to have these guys on and other YouTubers on the podcast every week if I can. And we'll make sure we'll try to make it happen, guys. But, let us know what you guys thought about what we thought about all these topics we talked about down in the description below. Make sure you guys hit that like, thumbs up button if you would be so kind, and make sure you subscribe to the channel to keep up with us and everything that comes out of Nerd Central, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time right here on another Nerd Logic podcast. Peace out. Hey guys, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you go click that big, sexy subscribe button. And I will see you guys next time right here on Nerds Mirage.